punching one of the technicians here. Hi, how are you?
I'll be assisting Jack and doing the
So I'm making jokes that I'm getting a modern day lobotomy. I tried to dress like a Freudian era hysteria patient. So if you want to play along, that's fine.
You're about to watch my very first TMS mapping session. TMS stands for transcranial magnetic stimulation. TMS is a non-invasive brain stimulation therapy. It's most often been used to treat depression when traditional treatments like medication or talk therapy haven't been effective in alleviating the symptoms. But it's also been increasingly used for PTSD, anxiety, and even OCD. As the technicians set up the machine, there's two of them. They put a hat on my head that has color-coded mapping on it so that they can communicate with each other constantly about where they are on my brain is really what they're doing. So what you're going to watch is how they use each other and that machine to try to locate my prefrontal cortex. First, they have to get the machine comfortably settled in and make sure that it's in a place where it's going to actually read what it's meant to read. And this mapping session is very important because it sets the tone for the rest of the therapies. So they take their time with this. It altogether took about 30 to 45 minutes. My brain was a little bit ornery, as I'm sure nobody is surprised about. It was difficult for me. It was difficult to get two consecutive readings that matched each other, which they need to make sure that they're getting the correct reading. So as you can see, I have my hand up. It's my right hand, which did get tiring, I'll be honest. So you have your right hand up and you relax your fingers and it will send a pulse, which just feels like tapping. If you've ever used a TENS machine, it feels like tapping on your brain, and it will cause your fingers to move involuntarily if it's in the right spot or not. So what they're trying to do is find my motor threshold. It's small magnetic pulses are delivered to an area of my motor cortex in my brain. I'm asked to relax my hand while they watch for that tiny movement, usually a little thumb twitch. If my hand moves too much, which you'll see several times happen, if my whole hand moves or my wrist or all my fingers, that tells them that the pulse is too strong. If it's just a little, just my thumb or just one of like my pinky, most often for me it was my pinky and ring finger, it tells them how sensitive my neurons are to the stimulation, and the lowest intensity that can reliably cause movement is called my motor threshold. That becomes the baseline for my treatment dose. That's the actual therapy will be set at a percentage just above that motor threshold, strong enough to stimulate a change, but still safe and tolerable for my brain. So using the measurements and mapping data that they come up with that day during the mapping session, the clinician identifies the exact spot on my scalp that corresponds to the left prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for mood regulation in my brain and in your brain. They mark or digitally record this location so that every session that I come in hits that same target. And that begins the treatment protocol. So the mapping takes place first. It's kind of long. It's 30 minutes. And then right after that, you have a treatment session with it. So